Hello, welcome to a new series on this channel where this time, rather than me giving tips to my audience, I'm going to be trying out new stuff in The Sims and would like the audience to help me along with any comments you might have to help me with my gameplay. This week we're starting with Realm of Magic. I bought the pack a little after it came out because I thought the build buy items as well as some items you could buy in game looked really cool and I would use for my Sims. However, I never really managed to get into the gameplay of this one. In fact, twice I created a female Sim from scratch intending for her to be a spellcaster and try out the gameplay, and both times it felt very underwhelming and I just thought there was a lot of repeated action and it wasn't really going anywhere and it felt very meh. So this is me giving this pack a final chance, I guess. Please change my mind about hating it so much. I'll be doing this not in the forever save file for obvious reasons. I don't like the magic pack and I don't want spellcasters spawning all around my forever world on their broom and landing in front of muggles as has happened to me in other save files in the past. So this is the starter home that comes by default in the world of Glimmerbrook. To be honest, I think it lacks so much both in character and in the vibe it gives as compared to the world it should be representing, which is a world of magic. So I went to the gallery, looked up one of my favorite builders for The Sims, who is Salty Little Beach. I believe her real name is Jessica Toriani. And I downloaded a house within budget that was also a tiny house with an overgrown front yard and which is a fixer-upper, which is something I love to do up in The Sims. It's the vibe it gives is quite in keeping with the one I'm trying to create for the Sim. So I set my new Sim, Stella Cotton, down and started to play. So I'm going to be recording the voiceover as I play. However, I do have noises ongoing in the background, so at times that might be difficult and I might have to redo parts of the sound for quality purposes to ensure that you get the full experience of a clear audio. So she's come to live in her house, and what we're gonna do first is we need to. I don't think she can even access her house at this point unless we do something about all this overgrown front yard. But let's see first what she's gonna say. Does she have a pot? No. Okay, we need to clear a pot for sure. So that's gonna be the first thing we do. Oh, she's gonna make money off selling these, but yeah, well, if it was real lavender, I'm guessing she would make money off selling it. For now, what's important is that she has a road to enter the house. Is this a gate? This is a gate, so she should be able to pass through if we clear a path, and there won't be a problem leaving the original gate there. Change the time of day, yeah. This way I can see better what I am doing. Yeah, there's quite a bit of garbage. There's no steps into the house, so I think she will still not be going into her house unless we put a step there of some sort. No, it doesn't. Our door got cancelled because of the stairs, so no, that's not gonna work. So okay, alright, so let's say we're gonna try this again. So we're gonna put, it's very dark, isn't it? So this might work better with our choice of fence, which is the one that was there already. I'm just putting it back. And we need to set down some cool tiles that are in keeping with all of this. So I'm seeing there's still a gap here. So will she be able to go inside the house, or will she still refuse because of the gap here? And I need yet another stair. Let's see. Yes, she's going in. Okay. So that worked fine, and I'm going to save and even save as to have a backup. If you've seen my forever save tutorial, then you would know that I have multiple saves for each of my files, because I don't trust that. I mean, with so many files being corrupted as I'm seeing, and bugs, and so I'd rather do this and be on the safe side. And now we can start off with the interior to see what we can salvage. What I like to do, which you might know if you've watched my forever save, is that I like to work with the things that are already in the house that my Sims buy. So, for example, I would pretend that she fixed up the same fridge, and I'll find the one like it from the build by mode and use it instead of any fridge that I would like. Like, I have to make do with what is there, which would be, so it's either this one or this one. Obviously, since it's, lying on the floor with a broken door, I would assume that it's more this one. So I'm gonna sell off this one because it's a pile of trash, really, but pretend that the difference between the 24 simoleons she made and the 215 it's gonna take her to buy it is in fact the cost of the repair. So for now, since there's so much chaos, what I am going to do is I'm going to put the items that she's gonna keep in her inventory to make head or tail of, space and all that. What's this? Yeah, she's gonna keep that too. That is in keeping with the witchy theme. What's happening here? Please don't crash. Okay, so thankfully my game didn't crash and we can continue. Ah, I love this mirror. It still works even though there's stuff in front of it. So I'm gonna keep that. And this is, for those of you who've played The Sims since the start, know what this bed is. Some things that I'm seeing here, you can see from the icon what pack they're from, and that is one of my favorites. Kits, not stuff packs. I mean, they should be called stuff packs in my opinion because they contain stuff. You're just buying stuff, but in this case, they're the kits. They're the ones that cost €5 per pack. And although I don't buy all of them, I find that usually these kind of kits have more niche items than the bigger expansion packs and game packs. So I do like to buy them. If they've got stuff I will definitely use. I love rundown places, I love basements, I love that kind of feel. So I do love this pack. It's called Grandma's Basement or something. So the pack I'm talking about would be, it came out quite a while ago now. Basement Treasures. It's really lovely. The clothes. Maybe what I can do with the clothes actually is I'll have her pick them up, put them in her inventory, and she can go and recycle them at the recycling plant. Another pile of trash. So I'm pretending that, like, she's sifting through the trash and there's some things she can sell there. Like, there looks to be a wheel somewhere here. Maybe the wheel of a bike, or yeah, a hook. Why would anyone have what looks... Can you see this? It looks like Captain Hook's hook to me from Peter Pan. There's stuff that's duplicate, so she won't be keeping all of that. Oh, I love this one. I think this is from the Little Campers pack. And yeah, it's from the Little Campers pack. So I'm keeping all this stuff and then I'll see what to do with it. Likely I will, like I did in my forever save with Precious's lot, I will exchange some of these things with similar functional items. Pretend that she had the functional boxes all along and things like that. They will add to her environment positively, I guess, so maybe we can also keep them that way, but we'll see. She's gonna put them all in inventory. Yes, I could buy a hamper and tell her to put them all in the hamper to wash, but they're not her clothes. They're old clothes found in an old dilapidated house. So, I mean, I wouldn't wear them if I was her. She's gonna recycle them instead. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see, it's a very small house. In fact, I set it to tiny home residential and it's 83 tiles out of a maximum of 100. I'm not going to delete any of the rest of the bushes and stuff because it looks sweet. I love this old feel, sort of. For now, I'm just going to decide how she's gonna be living in this house. There's only 2 rooms that have a door, right? Which are this one here, which is very small, and this one here. So it has to be the case that the smaller one is her bathroom and this is a bedroom. She doesn't have much money, but she also has some things already, so she can sort of make do, I guess. I mean, she's got a fridge, so that's already going to be a help. It would be too long to go about even furnishing, deciding what she's gonna have in her home. So, for now, this is where I'm gonna stop the playthrough being featured on film. I'll be going through, seeing what bed she can afford that makes sense, some stuff for her bathroom, and I'll come back to you next time with those things sorted out. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm sure even my sim is excited that you have now met her and will be following her journey as a spellcaster. And one question that I've got, because it's a question that makes sense, right, to the spellcaster gameplay. So being a spellcaster is not a career. She needs to make money somehow. How do you find time to get your sim a job and still have them have enough time so that they can practice and go to the actual magic realm school and all this stuff? Because usually my sims get pretty overwhelmed trying to catch up with everything. Please comment below if you can help me in some way with this gameplay. Thank you. See you in the next one.